Welcome to episode 2 of We Better Drink This Before It Goes Bad, where I'm going to do my best attempt at reviewing skate gear that may have been discontinued or is really hard to find, or maybe that you can get a really good deal on currently. So for the folks that might be returning to the sport or maybe even hopping into it first time, I can give some insight on some potential options they may come across in either Marketplace or Blade Trade Outpost. So just throw out more options, especially for our big-footed friends, much like myself. So for today, I'm actually going to be trying something new, even for myself, that I have not yet done before. I recently came across a used pair of Shima 3s for sale on Marketplace for a really good deal. But unfortunately, as time goes on with many all-white skates and parts, they have turned a nice khaki color, when ideally what we would want to see would be something more along the lines of pristine white. So for comparative purposes, you can see there's quite a bit of a color offset. So I'm going to be working with our Shima 3 shell, and I have an apparatus set up that's currently heating up as we speak to help UV bleach these things, and I'm going to report back and see exactly how successful it works. Now, for this project, I'm actually using this Salon Care Professional 40 volume clear peroxide solution. Let's get a better picture of that. I actually found this online on a Sally Beauty website. So what this project is going to entail is submerging all the parts that I want to bring back to a white color in my storage bucket that's currently heating up to temp. I'm going to dump in my concentrated peroxide solution. I'm going to submerge my parts, and I'm going to let them sit in the sun. Now, hopefully with the peroxide and the UV light, we'll actually see this revert back to the original white. Fingers crossed, because man, I don't know about you guys, or for those of you that might not remember, or might not have ever actually seen these before. The Shima 3s, at least where I was at when they came out, was a very, very, very popular boot. I actually had a buddy back from high school, his name's Cedric. When these came out, he actually bought 2 pairs, one for use and one that he promised that he would never skate, he'd just keep them in a box. And I recently spoke to him, here we are, almost 20 years later, and he still has a pair in the box. So kudos to him. I would not have been that disciplined. So challenge for me is to see if I can get these to look like his mint pair that he probably still has sitting in that box. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so let's go check on our UV bleach apparatus. So fundamentally pretty basic, right? So all I have set up here is a black storage tote. I've wrapped the top with cellophane, and underneath the cellophane, a little difficult to see, But I've got it filled up about halfway with some water. So after this thing heats up a little bit, and I can kind of come out here and see some condensation, some more condensation built up on the cellophane. I'm also going to do a sanity check with my infrared scanner. So right now, this thing's reading about 18 degrees lower than where it should because the battery's about to die on it. So it's about maybe in the 100-degree ballpark. So maybe I'll see if I can't get it up closer to maybe 110. If I can get up to 110, I'll go ahead and add the bleach solution and throw my parts in. Luckily for us here in South Carolina today, not a cloud in sight, so I should have ample time to bleach all the parts that I want to get done today. But yet again, well, you know, all things scientific, you're not always successful the first time. So, but let's be hopeful. And just by looking at it, what you know, my water is actually a little bit less than what I need. So I'll just pull a hose around and fill it up a little bit more. Unfortunately, the water level was a little too low to accommodate the boots. So I did wind up bringing the hose around and filling our bin up a little bit higher. So really now the water level in the bin is just high enough where it covers the top of the boot in there. But now, because I've also now further diluted our hydrogen peroxide concentration, I said, you know what, just go all in. So I had 4 bottles. All 4 bottles are now in our bin. I don't know how long this is going to take now, because unfortunately with me adding the water to it, I've also cooled down the temp within the bin. But you know, it's a bright sunny day, so I think I'll just leave it in here for maybe an hour or two. I'll come back and see if I can observe any type of change. So yeah, hopefully all's going to work out well. So yesterday I was multitasking, doing the RIT dye project as well as a sun bleach project on a pair of Shima 3s that I had. So success with one project, not so much success with the other. As you can see, the Shima 3 boot itself is still pretty yellow. That's the shade I want to get it back to. That's that nice white. And the cream color still persists. And it was a triple whammy strikeout. I didn't have a lot of luck on the shell. I didn't have a lot of luck on the cuff. And none of the buckles really got to where I was looking for either. I think maybe where I went wrong was adding additional water to my heating tub. So not only did I cool down the water for the process, I also further diluted the peroxide solution. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a take 2 on this, and I'm going to try and maybe order 6 bottles of just the peroxide solution and try this process without adding any water. So as I was mentioning earlier, failure today does not necessarily mean that I won't be successful tomorrow. So it looks like Sally Beauty is just going to get a returning customer. I may also try to get my hands on some of the cream-based application as well. So round 2, if I fail with the liquid peroxide solution, we'll try the cream and see if that makes a difference. And if not, riding a pair of cream-colored Shima 3s is not the end of the world, or as we just saw in episode 1 with the RIT dye of the Colt Coppers, that may be an option as well. So, you know, thanks for checking in. Until next time.